Alright, so here's my website. You can log in. So what I did is I created two forms. One will allow you to add new employees, and one will allow you to delete an employee from the directory. Because here's my report, which was an employee directory. So just to show right away, if I select all from there, you can see I have 10 records. So I will add a new one. Store ID, and this just matches all of the different columns that I have inside of my table in my SQL, in my database. So if you hit add, it will say you have successfully added, and it'll be the first name and the last name that you had entered. So if I go over to here now, hit it again, and you can see that employee ID 25 is John Jonas. So it's 25 because I don't actually add that in, it just auto increments, and I've added and deleted that many employees to make sure this would work. So I can go back to my page, and if I hit clear, it'll clear the entire form. And then if I wanted to delete that record, I just type in the first name, the last name, and the phone number that I had entered in. So then I hit delete, and it will say you have successfully deleted first name, last name from the employee directory. If we go back, clear that, and just to make sure it works, we'll look at it again, and as you can see, now there's only 10 records. Also, every single time that I add or delete a record, it will also show inside of the little console log. So to get this to work, I have two forms. So here's the first form. So the form action is delete employee, and method is post, and that includes my three little areas: employee first name, last name, phone number. And then I have two buttons, which is the submit, and then I have for the clear form, I have it as type reset, which will clear it. In the add employee form, you can see the form action is add employee with method post, and then in here I have all the IDs. I could have probably made these all different, but I just felt like keeping them the same as what I had in my database. Down here I have a type submit with the value I have changed it to add, and then type reset with the value of clear. So if I go over to my login.js, which is run in my web page, you can see here app.post, where it says add employee, and that's where I have all my variables getting pulled from my HTML. And then down here, you can see I have my SQL statement, which is just a standard insert into employee info, and then we'll have all of the different columns that I need inside of there. And then here's how I get that specific value associated with each of the columns. So if there's an error, I tell it to throw an error, and if successful, I want it to say record inserted inside of the console log, and then I also decided to have it send a message to the user, so that it'll take the employee first name and the employee last name, and it will add it, and then it'll show on the web page, so you know that you added the correct person. Right here is the delete data from my database, so that's the delete employee one, and then here you can see it's employee first name, last name, phone number. I decided to do that so that way there was like 3 different ways, because if you didn't know their employee ID, I think you should be able to find the exact employee by the first name, last name, and phone number. That should probably be a unique field, so I did a delete from employee info where, and then I had all of those be employee first name and the employee last name and the employee phone number have to equal what you put in and have that match. And then if it's successful, it will say record deleted in the console, and then it will also say you have successfully deleted the name of the employee.